We are already in 2023.
Can you believe it?
I can, but I can't. Like, this shit is crazy. So just a quick background. FORCE NYC stands for Faith on Repeat Changes Everything. Now you choose. In life, we all have choices, and you can either choose to grow or you can choose to stay the same. So pretty much we'll be talking about things that we're pretty much like a garden. You can uproot and repot in different soil. You can keep your core values but still switch things up according to the times that you're in. So this episode we are going to be talking about changes, what we've learned, what we're leaving behind, and what we're taking on with us into this new year. So, what do you think are your biggest lessons of 2022?
I would say learning to say no.
Mm.
Learning to like say I'm not okay. Bussing a tear when you need to.
Yeah, because you know
I'm,
we too strong. For
right,
that.
right.
Yeah.
Especially myself. Like I'm not in tune with my emotions as much as I would love to be, and I feel like that. I think that's it. Honestly, I might we might add some more, but for right now, yeah.
I think the first thing is learning to trust myself.
Okay.
Like for a long time, and I don't even think it was me. I think I allowed outside judgment. Like when I know better, but I allow other people when they're like, "Oh, you're crazy for thinking that," or "That's not the." I know I feel this way for a reason. So standing on that and being okay with that and not folding because of how anybody else may perceive that. That's something I'm definitely taking with me. Like you said, no. No is a complete sentence. Like I no longer feel the need to have to explain that. I said no, and I'm standing on it. It's either you respect it or you don't. And if you don't, that's okay. But you have to do that from you got to do that from over there. I no longer feel the need to justify who I am or what I look like. And I say that because a lot of people see me and they're like, "Oh, she's a white girl." I'm not. I'm half Puerto Rican, I'm half black. I'm sorry I'm not Spanish enough for you, and I'm sorry I'm not black enough for you. But this is who I am, and this is how I am going to represent myself, and I'm no longer explaining that. Like, that's something I'm definitely standing on.
Unapologetic.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
It's either you accept it or you don't.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
Go your way.
You have to. You have all right to feel how you feel, but you definitely have to do it from that side.
Yeah.
What are some of your goals for 2023?
I would say trying new things. I feel like I'm so stuck in who I am and my comfort level that I don't try enough of anything. Like not new foods, people, conversing. Like I have this thing where I'm like socially awkward and I want to get out of that. Like I have a lot to say, but I just don't like initiating conversation. Like I'm so like in the corner minding my business, but it's like I want to engage, but I don't really know how. So it's like, and maybe it's because of rejection or people
I'm definitely
being
that.
receptive. So that just taking a leap of faith and just trying new things in general.
Because you definitely have something to say. But it's like
I got
some
a lot
people
to say.
also, exactly. Some people also are waiting for you to say something.
That's true.
Like we all have our little socially awkward moments. But I think I'm so cautious when it comes to approaching people because I don't know how they're going to receive me that I just won't. Like I'll wait until somebody comes to approach me and then we can take it from there. Or like people would say like, "You look mean."
Oh my goodness.
But I'm a sweetheart. Like I play all day. Like I can't wait to crack jokes and just be silly. Like that's who I am naturally. But you won't know that unless you speak to me. But I have to break out of that because not everybody is gonna approach me. I may have to approach some people, and I want to get to learn and meet new people and try new things.
I can see that. I get nervous. I don't know.
What are you nervous about?
I don't know. I really don't know, because it's like I get along with almost everybody. I don't have any type of like rifts with anyone. So like it's just starting the conversation that I don't do enough. Like imagine if you, like let's say you and I would have spoke spoken a long time before we actually did. Our friendship would have started years before. You know what I mean? Like, but being afraid to be like, oh, she look like she mean, and you looking at me like, oh, she look like she mean.
That's something I definitely had to like grow out of, was, and not so much that I judge people, but I kind of put my beliefs off on other people sometimes. Like,
Okay.
if I'm like this, then that person should be like that too.
Oh,
Because what's the big deal type of thing? Like, why we just can't like get to know one each other? So it's like almost as if like I'm super friendly, but I'm serious.
Just your face.
Yeah,
You're not
but
really
like
serious,
you
though.
should know that. You should see that, or you should already know that
Got
I'm
you,
not
got
like
you,
that.
got
That type of thing. But it's just like not everybody is gonna be understanding in that type of way.
That's true.
So that's understandable.
Excuse me. Okay, so what part of 2022 do you wish to leave behind?
You might have to go first on that one. I need to think about that.
Mine was overextending myself. I feel like sometimes I give too much and get very little. Even though back in the day they would say, no, you're not supposed to do things because you want to receive them. No, my spirit and my soul can't take just pouring into other people and not getting it back. So I just feel like that's a huge thing for me. Like, I love to help sometimes, but even when it's not asked, and I feel like people take advantage of me having that kind heart and knowing that that's who I am, that sometimes they'll stick around just to take. If that makes sense.
I get what you're saying. Because they already know you're going to give it anyway.
They know what I'm going to do. Like, they know my next move.
It's almost like they use it as a manipulation tactic.
That's exactly what it is.
So it's like, I know I'm going through something, so I'm going to bring it to this person because this person is this way, right? So if I tell you I have a problem, I already know TT's going to ask me, how can she help?
Right.
So let me take my problem to her because she's going to extend herself in that. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely had to learn that.
Like, I feel like I really need to stop that.
That was something I had to learn, that I'm not going to get a me out of people.
Oh, can I get a amen?
But I want a me, though. Like, I feel like you're exactly a me. I think that's why we get along so well, is because we're just the same way. Like, naturally, we're just nurturers. Like, how can I help? Even if I don't ask you, can you help? It's just like, oh, you have a problem? What are we doing to fix this? That's just naturally who I was. I did learn that quite some time ago. I think the thing I want to leave behind is not allowing people access to me that don't serve me. Like, a lot of people feel like, I've known you for years, I should always have access to you. I'm related to you, I should always have access to you. I have boundaries that I'm not willing to fold on anymore. So at this point in my life, it's just like, I don't care how long I've known you, I don't care how long we've been friends, I don't care if we were born into whatever we were into. If you don't respect me, I'm cutting you off.
Period.
If you don't treat me the way I treat you at bare minimum, I'm cutting you off, and I'm not explaining that. Like, we're too old and too grown for you to be claiming like, oh, I don't know what happened. I don't know why we're not friends anymore. I don't know what happened to our relationship. It's okay to outgrow people. That's fine. Yeah. But I'm not explaining that no more.
I agree.
It's either you get it or you don't. I'm tired of people feeling like I should have access to you. Who made that rule?
And to piggyback, I feel like family is one of the main ones with that. Like, literally, I literally have in my mind creating boundaries. Yeah. Especially with family sometimes. Like, they just feel like you're supposed to do this.
Very entitled.
Supposed to do that. Like, it's okay to, no.
Yeah, I have to.
Friends especially, too, because when I say family, a lot of times,
your family can become your friends.
Absolutely. My family. Like,
absolutely.
I like hold my friends to the same standard that I hold my family.
Your friends are the family that you choose.
Yeah, legit.
So that's the difference. Your natural born family, like your blood relatives, those are the ones you were just born into. But friends are definitely the ones you choose.
That's very true.
But they definitely feel like that. Something I also had to learn was, I'm not crazy. And I say that because I've had
maybe just a little bit. No,
I'm definitely a little psycho. I'm not gonna lie, but I've definitely had people try to use that as a manipulation. Like, I could read. That's one thing I'm standing on for the life of me. I could read people, and I'm not afraid of my gift anymore. Like I used to be. I used to feel like, what, like, am I sure? Like, what's happening here? Like, I kind of feel like I see what's going on, but I'm not too sure. And then, you know, people always make you feel like you're crazy for it or whatever the case is. But I'm not accepting that anymore. I can read energy. And in this situation, I'll give an example. Like, I could read the energy is shifted, right? You know that I picked up on the fact that the energy is shifted. So now you're going to turn around and make me feel like I'm crazy for it.
Right. Play victim.
You can keep it. People love to play victim. It's the throwing the rock and hiding the hand.
That's true.
You got to stand on everything at this point. I'm holding that's another thing I'm taking with me. I am holding everybody accountable.
It's like you right here, like how I literally said
I'm holding everybody accountable.
Discernment
is huge.
That's a big thing. I already, like you said, pick up on energy. I can tell when someone's good for me or not. Usually your gut is what tells you, right? And then later on, something comes to the surface that you're like, I knew I shouldn't have been messing with you.
Like I knew better. This is a conversation that I just had with Noah, actually. At his age, he's about to be 13 soon.
Yeah.
He's going to have to start having discernment when it comes to friends, when it comes to locations that he's in. And that's something that I told him. If you're in a situation where something just doesn't feel right, get up and go.
Yep.
I don't care if you come home and figure out like, oh, but nothing happened. You don't know what would have happened had you stayed.
That's true.
Get up and go. Like, trust your gut. That spirit telling you, get up out of there, something is not right.
And it never lies.
Ever.
It never lies.
But people like to, oh, maybe I'm just
Ignore it.
exaggerating, or maybe I'm just, you know, conscious, or I'm overdoing it. But no, something is definitely telling you that for a reason.
And it's necessary to have these conversations with younger kids because they're growing up in a different era. Like, although I don't have children, I feel like kids have it difficult.
Yeah.
Like, they need to know what's going on. They need to be aware of themselves. They need to know everything that's happening around them. Like, the choices you make can really affect you.
Especially at this age, because now you're growing into who you're going to become as a man. Yeah. So at this point, I definitely have to have these tough conversations with him. Like, I don't care if it's your friend that you think is oh so cool. You got to watch him kind of too. Like, listen, you can't.
This brings me to a story of back in the day when my mother, like, you know, you bring your friends home, you're in high school, you know, Mom, can my friends come over? Yes, okay. And then they come. And then
I don't like that girl.
Legit. But you know what's crazy? My mother has never been wrong. Spot on every time. Never failed. And it's weird because when you're that age, you think, my mother's just mean.
Yeah, she just don't want me to have no fun. Exactly.
Yeah, like she just, but she's been here before. She's been through this.
Right,
and
she
down
learned
the road.
her lessons already.
She has discernment. She knows how to pick people and see if anybody's good for her kid. And she knows, you know, a lot of parents sometimes, back then I feel like they knew how advanced your kid, like they know how advanced you were or how advanced you weren't. Yeah. Whatever, but I feel like my mother has always been spot on.
I think, see, even that I take with me in my parenthood. Like you said, we always think our parents are like just mean, but I think that comes with the relationship that you have with your child. My son is my best friend, obviously, but I explain things to him so that I'm not just like dictating to him. We can have a conversation. I could say, hey, I don't like this person. I think you should watch them. When we have time alone, I'm going to explain to you why I feel that way, what I picked up on, and what you should watch out for. It was a situation like that not too long ago. I kind of told him, like, I kind of don't like that one. That's a no for me. But I'm still going to allow you to figure it out because we all have to learn on our own. Right. He came back to me like, Ma, you were right. And I'm
that's
like,
good that that's good that he's picking up on that now.
Yeah.
And it's not years later and he's like, my mom's just mean, whatever. Because that was who I was.
Right.
And I didn't pick up on someone not being good for me until the very last year I was in that school. Yeah. And I was like, this is what my mother picked up on years ago.
But a lot of parents don't explain why.
Yeah, that's true. Because why.
That's the difference where it comes. I try to explain things to Noah more.
But I also feel like it's the era and the time that we were in.
Yeah.
Parents just told you what to do. You just ate it, and that was it. Now I feel like we're in a time of like being able to explain and being open, and
Yeah.
you know, like things have changed.
A
Like
lot.
everything has changed drastically. So being able to have those open conversations, I think, is a good thing.
Yeah, it's definitely necessary.
Even though I feel like I have better conversations with my mother now, you know, but I'm an adult now. She knows she's raised someone great, but
or it could be the perspective that you were in. Because
That's
a lot
true.
of the times, like, you think you can't go to your parents and speak to them, but did you
That's true.
try? Like, did you even give the space for it to cultivate that type of relationship? You
That's
never
true.
really know. But now that you're older, where you're just like, okay, I'm grown, we can have this conversation and see where it goes from there. Now you guys have a better relationship.
That's true. I feel like my mother didn't look at me as an adult till I was 30.
Probably.
I'm like, what
that's
happened to this
something that's
energy a couple
definitely-
years ago?
exactly. That has to change.
But I get it. I get it. Parents tend to protect you from certain things, so I feel like I'm
try.
grateful for them being that way.
You want to know what's so crazy?
Mm.
He came to me not too long ago and told me he's grateful that I'm an overprotective parent.
See, but we weren't saying things like that at his age. That's how
Mhm.
you know times have changed and kids are more advanced. I wasn't telling my mother I'm thankful for her being that way until I was
Yeah.
like maybe late 20s. You know what I mean? So to catch that at almost 13, that's a good thing.
That's something I work with him on too, because I'm like, you have to set goals.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I give him books to read. Like, I'm trying to expand his brain, because I always tell him kids can't think beyond today. They don't think about what tomorrow is going to bring or what could happen 5 years down the line just from that one decision that they make. So I get on him about, like, set a goal, create a routine for yourself, because at this age, I shouldn't have to tell you, go do this, go do that, make sure this is done. You know what's expected of you. Do it so that you don't have to hear my mouth. Because I think that we never like to hear our parents' mouth, but it's just like, did you do everything that needed to be done so that you don't have to? I tell him that in school too. Like, if you don't want a teacher yelling at you, make
Do
sure
what you
you
have to
do
do.
everything that's needed. They won't have a thing to say to you at the end of the
I
day.
taught my brother that from when he was young. I said, listen, you don't want to get in trouble. You don't want them to say anything to you. Just do what you have to do. They will stay off of your back. Legit.
There you go.
I'm like, just do what you got to do. Don't give them no trouble.
it could really
and,
all be
and
that
it
simple.
really worked that way. He's
Always.
Like,
That's
he
always
really
gonna be the
gets in
situation.
trouble. I'm the rebel. He really gets in trouble. He really
He's such
gets
a
in trouble.
sweetheart.
He is. He's adorable.
He's
Hey,
grown.
Bubba.
Hi, Bubba. I can't believe he's so big.
I know.
I owe him one too, but that's a whole
Chill.
different subject. Do you sit around and have conversations now with grandma
About what?
about like upbringing or like things you want to learn from her?
Honestly, most of our conversations now is her holding my hand and praying for me.
I love
Legit.
that.
She does that a lot. A lot.
How do you take that?
I don't know. I mean, she's always been a heavy prayer. That's the thing. You know what I mean? So, like, now I'm, like, appreciating the prayer. Like, because, you know, like, when she's gone, who gonna pray for me then? You know what I mean? Like, your ancestors.
She's still, I was about to say, she's
She
still
ain't
gonna
that- she gonna
praying
be up
for
there
you.
talking about-
She's gonna be up there ready for war at that point.
But, yeah, I mean, we have conversations, but she's a lot older now. So, it's like, I know her brain is not the same. But the one thing that has stuck with her from all this time is prayer. So the fact that she's heavy on the prayer, especially with me, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm
I
taking
love
all
that
of this.
though.
Yeah, my grandmother would hold my hand and she would pray. I could be like, Grandma, you want some juice? She'd be like, come here. I'd be like, what? I'm thinking she's
Come
gonna
pray
ask me
real
for something.
quick.
She'd be like, she'll hold my
I
hand.
love
I'd
that.
be like, oh my gosh. Sometimes, and it's funny because sometimes I can get frustrated because I'm in the middle of something, like I'm trying to handle her medication or I'm trying to handle something, and she's like, come here, and I'm like thinking it's something. What happened, Grandma? She like,
You be like, girl,
come here. And I'm not even gonna lie, a lot of our conversations besides prayer is her thanking me all the time. Thank you for everything you do.
I love
like,
that.
legit, her gratitude is on another level.
She's
That's why I like
such
when
a
people don't say thank
sweetheart.
you. I'm like,
Yeah, I'm big on that. Ever since I was young, I just think I always say I'm weird, but I'm like cool with my weirdness. Like,
right.
I say thank you for everything. You could pass me a piece of tissue right now, and I'll say thank you. Like, and a lot of people forget that part because they think, oh, we're so cool. Like,
You
she
don't
know
have to
I'm
do that.
thankful. No,
Yeah.
somebody wants to hear it.
That's true.
Like, I don't care what it is. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's somebody holding a door for me. I fight with people to hold the door for them. Like, how many guys you know that, oh, I got it. And it's like, when's the last time you had somebody hold the door for you? Like, I got it. It's cool. Like, go ahead. Or, like, if I'm driving, I fight with people. They be like, no, you go. I be like, go. Like, it's okay. Like, I'm not in a rush to get anywhere. Like, I think gratitude is definitely important. I think a lot of people fail to realize how important it is, and that could just make somebody's day just to hear somebody say thank you. I think now that I'm older, I'm going into more of like asking the older people in my family like questions, because I still need answers.
That's true. I think I've had a conversation with my grandma. Like, my dad used to always say, or in recent times, he's like, your grandma's getting old. You need to sit down and you need to ask her about herself. Like, while her memory is still fresh. So I was asking her, like, what's your dad's name? And what's your mom's name? And I started writing it down. I'm like, name all your kids. She starts naming her kids. I'm like, what tribe? Because I'm African. So what tribe is your dad from? And
I recently just found out I'm part Indian.
For real?
Like, don't get me lying with the name. But that came from a conversation that I had with Aunt Jeanette.
For real?
Who I'm named after.
Hey.
But as I'm getting older, and I know that she's getting older also in age, is like something that I'm more cautious of. So I like start asking questions like, where's your family from? How to think? Because I don't have my dad around to ask. And that whole side of the family is like over there. So I definitely ask more questions now. That's why I asked, like, And you guys were close ever since you were little, so that's why I wanted to know, like, do you have more conversation?
I do. Not as I mean, we do have conversation, but I just feel like she's older. Her brain is not the same, so we'll just be. She'll talk about TV and stuff like that. Like, I just engage her as much as I can. Let's say that. You know what I mean? Like, wherever her brain takes her, that's what we're gonna talk about.
That's cool.
But a lot, like 90% of the time, it's prayer and gratitude. It never fails.
Do you ever record it?
No, that's what my dad was saying I should do. He's saying these are the things that you should record. You should have these conversations just so you know. You need to have this history. This is history. He's like, she's the matriarchy of the family right now. Like,
I think you should record it. That's why I asked. I think that's something that you should record. Just for yourself, your future kids. Like, we're in a different time where now we could pass those things down. That's
true. And my grandma literally is like praying for them kids. So I'm like, look, she was praying for y'all.
Listen, we all praying for them
when they come.
Speaking of, that's something I'm taking with me into the new year and every year after that. I can't wait for you to have a kid.
You're just saying that
just
because
so
you
want to have a booski pass. Let me explain to you what a booski pass is. My son is now gonna be, like I said, 13. TT will literally create this booski pass, because that's what he calls her. He gets away with anything as long as he has a booski pass. He don't gotta go to bed at a certain time.
I'm over there. Why he gotta go to bed early? We chilling.
I can't wait for you to have that same energy when the time comes.
She's gonna do me dirty.
So foul. So foul.
I mean, but we having a good time.
That's
Why
cute.
He gotta go to bed?
That's real cute.
I mean,
he's
I like
on
your
a
company,
schedule.
but that's my boy. That's my dog.
So, in the future, 2023, I really can't believe 2023 is here.
It's crazy.
Like, 2022 just happened.
And went by like that. But I feel like we always say that when that happens.
Okay, so you know how they say, like, time flies when you're having fun? Right. Did you have fun?
I would say, yeah.
Like, what's your ratio of fun?
It was like 50-50.
That's cool.
I took a lot of risk, and I want to keep doing that.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like even career-wise. Like, let me just apply for this job. Boom, snagged it. I'm like, oh, let's go. Like, it's like keeping the momentum going. You know what I mean? And then you said, let's do this. I'm like, yeah.
I think that was the biggest risk I took of 2022.
What? Do this? I mean, I feel like, man,
I've always wanted to do it, but I'm also such a low-key person. Like, I enjoy my privacy. And the reason why I say that is because I feel like when you have a private life, people can't really interfere with it.
Protect
They don't
your
know what's
privacy, that's
going
my
on. They don't have, they can't throw no negativity your way because they
Yep.
can't see nothing
Right.
that's going on.
You should.
So
Protect
this
your
is
privacy.
definitely me stepping out of my comfort zone for sure. But at the same time, I have a lot that I want to contribute to this world. So that requires me taking risks.
This was a good one.
Yeah.
High five. Let's go. Paw on the left.
I was just about to say, it is what it is.
No. Okay, so what does happiness look like to you?
Happiness to me is walking in my purpose. Like, I don't want to do anything that doesn't feel like alignment to me. Like, I know my love language is acts of service. Happiness to me would be helping people as much as I can, helping myself the same way, supporting my son in every single dream that he has. Happiness to me is waking up every day and being thankful and grateful for the space that I'm in, to be safe, to use my voice in every platform that I possibly can. I don't want to do anything for an aesthetic. I don't want to do anything for a look. I don't want to do anything that I feel like is pleasing others if it's not truly something special to me. Like, it has to come from my heart. I think that's happiness for me. Acting out of following my heart more than being in my head, if that makes sense.
Okay.
That's happiness to me. What does happiness look like to you?
Damn. Oh, damn. No. I think I actually just learned the love languages. Like, that was something that no one ever asked me.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you know your love language?
I feel like acts of service, quality time. I feel like every other one except for words of affirmation. I feel like I don't
Have
need
you
that.
tried your own affirmations though?
No, but I read them on my phone.
Okay.
Like, there's an app that I
Yeah.
have, and you do kind of feel good with that. But
Yeah.
sometimes it's like, sometimes you got to fake it a little bit. Like, when you're not feeling good, like, reading those things can kind of get you into that mood.
Yeah, it
you know what I
definitely is
mean?
a
So,
mood change.
yeah. I don't know, like, but the love language thing threw me for a loop. But happiness, what does happiness look like to me? Being heard, for sure. Being heard, being okay with not being okay, and having someone to go to about it. Like, I feel like that's one of my biggest things. I don't know how to ask for help. I don't know how to have that conversation because I'm known as the tough one, but us tough ones fall apart all the time.
Not to interrupt you, but that's something I definitely want to dive deeper into, because a lot of people feel like the tough one, or the one who has, oh, she's fine, she'll pull it together, she'll be all right. I'm human just like everyone else.
Right.
Like, we all go through our moments where I might not be that tough today.
Right.
Or I feel like I have an unhealthy attachment. This is deep. I feel like I have an unhealthy attachment to my pain in a way. Like,
I could understand it.
or my disappointments, or whatever it is that I like hold on to, like, I use that as my fuel. So you see
Oh
how
my
you
God,
allow
that's so
yourself
true.
to have your moments where you might shed a tear or not.
Now.
I recently did a workshop. Shout out to everybody that if you know, you know. I got really emotional. And I used to be like super emotional, but after, going through things, I put up this wall like, nope, I got it. I got super emotional during this exercise, and someone embraced me in a hug. When I tell you I broke down,
It's always the hug.
but I wanted to break down. I wouldn't allow myself. And she's hugging me and she's like, let it out. And I couldn't. Because some little piece of me feels like if I let that out, I might not be strong enough to continue. Like, I need that to push me to where I'm going. And then in my head, I'm like, okay, once I get there, then I'll be able to let it out. But that's something I probably need to work on in 2023. I haven't been able to release that.
Yeah.
I won't allow. I don't know why I won't allow myself. No.
I feel like there's something about you now that's showing that you're releasing it.
You think so?
Yes.
I think I have a hard time releasing it. Like, I'll want to
Nah.
cry, and then I'll be like, nope, not now. Not going to do it. I'll be all right.
I think that's because of where you came from. The fact that you
Probably.
used to be super emotional, and now this is your other side. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like being tough. But now you need the best of both. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
finding balance is
yeah, like-
definitely on my to-do list in 2023. Like, I have to find that balance of not being ashamed or afraid to wear my heart on my sleeve, but
Mhm.
having the discernment to know who deserves it and who doesn't. I feel like I have that part down packed. Like, I
Mhm.
know who's good for me and who's not. Letting that out, it scares me a little bit. So
Mhm.
how did you find comfort in letting that out? Because you were the opposite. You held on. You held it down for years. So to see you cry would scare me.
Girl, you got to go through things. You know what I mean? Like, I
Yeah.
feel like going through situations and having those situations break you down, literally, you have no choice. You got to let it out. You can't keep it in. Otherwise, then you create this anxiety and this way that you can't function. Like, I don't know how to not function. I got to get things done. So at some point, I need to let it go. But it doesn't mean it doesn't hurt. You know what I mean? Like, coming to the realization that this is what I need to bust a tear real quick. And for some reason, you ever notice that after you shed a tear, you just feel this sense of,
See, that's the thing. If I want to release that out, I'll watch a video.
what video of what?
Anything. You could send me something on TikTok, and I'm like, boo hoo 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 crying, but dealing with my emotions, I'm just like, no, not
No?
today. Yeah.
That's crazy. I've become polar opposite.
Yeah,
Like-
I think we definitely trade places. It's like a Freaky Friday situation where
Legit.
it's just like
Legit.
you're in my situation.
Not
and
to
I'm
say
in
I sit
yours.
there and I boohoo every day, but I just feel like when you feel it, let it out. But that also comes with sometimes having someone to talk to about it.
Yeah.
This is what I mean when I say me and my mother. We've become friends. My mother embraced me the other day. I bust out crying. I was like, yo, what is happening? I'm a punk. Like, this is, but I feel like that's from all the years of
Of you
not
holding
letting
it,
it out.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's okay to be that way.
I'm still working on that because I can show up for other people in any way you need me to, or if any way I feel like you may need. To show up for myself in that way has definitely been a struggle.
No.
Yeah.
I feel like you'll get there.
I'm working
If it's
on
something
it.
you work on.
Yeah, that's something that's definitely on my goal list, is to show up for myself first and foremost before I can show up for anyone else. Because like you said earlier, people will drain you as long as you allow them to. And now that I have my boundaries that I'm no longer willing to fold on, I've definitely caused that separation where it's just like you can't have access to me the way you think you deserve to or
That's
should
me.
or need to.
I feel like that's me right now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm in a phase where I'm like, I don't like how you make me feel, so I'm out. Like, protecting myself and not sticking around for years and years and dealing with situations that hurt or that just don't fulfill you anymore.
I
Like,
used to feel guilty.
I did, but now I'm
Now
like,
I'm just like,
my new thing is I choose me. I'm
Absolutely.
always choosing me. Because if you don't choose you, who's going to choose you?
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like, it's cool if you want to stand side by side with me, but I'm not going to always pick you.
Yeah.
I need to pick me. Like, and then we can
Yeah.
coexist. You know what I mean? Like, and that's for anybody. Family, friends, whatever. Like, I can't show up for you all the time and then you don't do the same for me. Like,
Yeah, like we have to definitely pour into each other. It can't
Yeah.
be a one-way street. It can't be a one-sided thing. I'm not here for it. I'm not allowing that because people get used to it. I think I made a post about this not too long ago where it's just like people become entitled or feel compelled to you standing aside and letting them go first.
I'm the leader. Period.
That's over.
It's over for that.
Like my days of stepping to the side or playing the background, I hope you enjoyed your run.
And until you give me that level of comfort to feel like you can lead me,
Oh, that's a whole
That's not happening.
nother conversation.
we're going to say that for another episode.
That's a whole nother conversation because people really want to, the blind is leading the blind. Like I said earlier, You're not gonna make me feel crazy for knowing better. We know you up to bullshit. You want me to willingly allow you to lead me to the bullshit? I'm not falling for it, but now I'm crazy.
But I feel like not everybody is that way, right? Like you can coexist and learn together, and it might not be bullshit. You get what I'm saying? Like, cause
I think I got trust
people
issues
could think
for
of
that.
us that way. Oh, they full of shit. And then
I
later
don't think I've ever met a person that has felt like I was full of shit.
You think so?
Not
There's
to my
people-
face.
All right. There's people that think, all right, us being who we are, right? We get along with a lot of people. We don't really have like beef or anything like that. There are people out there that hate the fact that people like us.
I'm so glad you brought that up. There are people that don't like that I'm comfortable with myself.
They don't like it, and they don't like that
Like,
you're
it
comfortable
bothers
and people like you for being
Yeah, it
comfortable.
bothers them. Like, it fuels up their spirit. Something's not right. Like, why is she okay? Like, somebody could do something to me and I won't retaliate. I won't respond. I'm like the queen of ignoring people.
I've become that.
You got one good time to give me a reason to ignore you, and you won't exist in my world.
And I'm gonna block you.
I'm not even gonna block you.
Oh,
You
I'm
could
blocking
still
you. I don't even
watch.
want to see. Nah, I don't watch.
Oh
Yo.
no, let me tell you something. You could
Yo.
still watch.
I've heard that before. Somebody told me to unblock somebody so that they can watch, and I was like, absolutely not. You will not get the satisfaction of knowing anything
I
about
told
me.
somebody personally I should block you, but I'm not. You want to watch so bad? Go ahead. And they
See
still
me,
watching.
I'm good.
That don't bother me at all.
Mhm.
Like, I'm not that type of person that I need to say something back. Like, you could text me 1,000,001 times. You're
not
going
gonna
to be
say one.
talking to yourself in that conversation, because I will, like, I'm just dead set on that. I have no reason to respond or say something back. I have no type of energy for you.
I'm becoming that person. I feel like before I would, like, if I have like some sort of like confrontation with someone, I would feel bad. Even when I'm right, I still feel like, I don't want to not speak, and you know, I would always be the one to initiate the conversation again, and I don't want to do that anymore. Like, you're wrong. Stand in that.
Stand on it.
Like,
all
you're
10.
wrong as ever, and I
Yeah.
don't care. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and take the cake for that. Like, I didn't do anything. Like, and that happens. Look,
You're preaching to the choir.
I'm telling you. But this is
But people
new
get
for
upset
me.
with that, though. Like, how dare you stand on how you feel?
Not even
How
they don't
dare
say that.
you? No, I've had people tell
For
me,
real?
like,
They play victim a lot of times in my case. Wait, hold on. How did you just flip it? You get what I'm saying?
yeah, but then when I don't allow you to, now I'm crazy.
Of course, yeah, everything
Because
under
you
the sun.
can't manipulate me anymore.
Mhm.
I'm not going. My boundaries are set.
I agree.
I don't care who you are.
It got too
I'm
much-
not folding. I'm not bending
Period.
backwards for people anymore. I've been there. I've done it. I'm not willing to do that anymore in my life. Like, you just can't
I'm
have
at it.
me in that way.
Yeah.
And also, I'm offended.
That you even thought you could do that.
I'm offended that you thought you was that slick
Yep.
and that I wasn't going to catch on,
Yeah.
or that I caught on, but I'm still supposed to turn a blind eye to it and act like I didn't see that, or we don't know that this is happening because you think you are who you are.
That sense of entitlement, like you said.
Child,
You can take
it
your
be the
entitlement
audacity
over
for
the-
me. The audacity is at an all-time high.
It is. But what can we do? Cut them off and move
What
on.
we can do is create boundaries and not feel bad for standing on them, because people don't feel bad when they take advantage of you.
That's true.
They're going to keep
is
milking
very
it
true.
for as long as you allow it. And
That's
then when
true.
you finally get enough and you say no more, they're going to talk about you behind your back.
I eat those. I don't care about that.
I try to. I do for the most part. Like I said, listen, you feel how you feel. I can't change that. I'm not trying to. My whole thing is leave me alone. That's all I want. Like, you can feel how you feel and you can keep it over there. But if I tell you I no longer want to be a part of it, I'm also creating those boundaries, and that's something I'm definitely standing on in 2023. I can't change your mind, right? And I also can't tell you who not to associate with. That's
Mhm.
your choice. You got to find out on your own by all means. We can still have relationships outside of, whoever I disassociate with. But if I tell you, don't come to me and talk about this person, Don't.
Come to me.
Because the minute you do, now you got to go and stand over there with them. Please leave me alone. That's all I want, is to be left alone. I don't bother people.
Yeah.
I don't bug people. I'm
But
not calling
like I
nobody
said,
down.
People don't like that you're liked. And when you create that boundary with them, that's when they go start talking about you or doing whatever they do or try to act funny with you or whatever. I don't care.
Yeah,
Huh?
I definitely don't care. You're not getting a response out of me.
That's it.
That's
why I just block people. I don't care.
I still don't block them though.
I don't want you watching me. Because I feel like even that, you watching me is your energy. I don't need it. I don't care how far you are.
Let me tell you
Stay
something.
over there with that.
If I don't mess with you, or if we no longer associate or whatever the case is, and you still feel like you want to watch me, you should go seek help.
A lot of people need help.
Because I
Therapy
could
is
care
good,
less
people.
about
Therapy is
any.
good. I'm just saying.
I could care less about what anybody is doing. I really I don't wish them any bad.
Right,
I don't
right.
wish them no harm. I have no ill intent.
Mm-hmm.
I just am not concerned. Like, you're not on my radar.
Right.
Like, I have blinders.
But I feel like that's my reason for blocking people. Like,
Okay.
because you're not on my radar, I shouldn't be on yours. Why are you still watching me and we don't speak? Like, don't watch me. Don't look at me. Don't say anything to me. I don't even want you to know what's going on in my life, because it's like me giving you an open door to see what's happening. No,
That's something
we're not
I am
cool.
gonna say. I
Like,
feel like once we get you on social media,
never gonna happen.
it's happening. One thing I am doing is unfollowing people.
I had my phase of doing that when I was on Instagram.
I did it because I didn't care enough. But now that you brought that up, I feel like it's a waste of space. Like, we don't speak, we don't
Right.
interact.
I understand.
I have no problem with, I'm not gonna block anybody,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm just gonna remove myself. And I'm good at that. I will remove myself from a situation in a heartbeat.
And
You
act
have,
like you
I
never
give you no
existed.
problem. You never have to worry about me again. I think of me as like off the face of the earth. But I think I am gonna unfollow.
I did that a lot. Because I felt like a lot of times, especially on social media, you come across those people, like, let's say in high school and junior high school, that you didn't really speak to. Why are you following me then? And they don't speak. They don't like anything. They don't speak. Why are you here? You're being nosy. You just want to be intrusive. No. Go. Be on your way. Unfollow. Like, I used to, I do that in my contacts in my phone.
But I don't delete people out of my contacts.
What? All the time.
I have
All the time.
I have a list of people that just say don't answer.
And then delete. I hit block first, and then I don't care.
Because I don't want you calling me from that number. I guess I don't even think. I mean, people do call you from random numbers,
Right.
whatever the case. But I have a list of people that just says don't answer.
For real.
So every time I see it, I don't. It say
just
don't
block
answer.
people.
I'm just following the directions.
I feel better just block.
I don't know why I don't block people. You know what it is? Like I said, you want to watch me that bad? Enjoy yourself.
Yeah, I feel like I'm just opposite with that. Like, don't watch me. I will not give you any access to me, 'cause that's still access. Us not speaking, that's one thing, but you still visually being able to see what's going on.
All they're gonna do is call you from unknown numbers.
Some people, they won't. They'll
or
just
create
watch you.
fake. Okay.
Don't watch me.
Hold on.
Watch TV.
In 2023. Can we stop with the fake pages? Like, if you're
That's
not
never
going to
gonna stop.
if you're not going to stand on it, please keep it. Please.
I feel
The
like
fake
that's-
pages is like, how old are we? You're not going to grow up yet.
They want to know what's going on.
Stand on it then. Watch from your real page. Like, you so bold to create. I'm not gonna lie. I used to block the fake pages only, cause I just used to be like, what's this? Like, what's the point? If you're not gonna come correct, like, when I say I don't block people numbers, they call me from their regular number. I won't answer, but at least I see that it's coming from your regular. I can
Gotcha.
respect that, cause you standing on what you doing and you behind it. Fake pages. Like, so I go
That's
and block this
extreme.
one, and then you go and create another one. You're sick.
That's weird.
Something is wrong.
See, that's why I don't like social media. It's too much.
Girl, at this point, it's just like,
That's too much.
for certain situations, you need the social media as a platform. It's an outlet that you can reach a lot of people, and it's free advertisement. Why wouldn't you?
That's true.
Want to
If
use
you have
it,
some sort of business thing, I could see it being,
that's one
very
thing. I
necessary.
self-control. Before, I was the type of person that I'm gonna let you know exactly how I feel, exactly when I feel it. Now I have more control. Where I'm just like, you know what, that doesn't deserve a response. But there are certain times where I just want to let one off real quick.
I mean, ain't nothing wrong with that.
I'm trying to be a businesswoman.
You can be. What's wrong with putting somebody in their place? You can do it respectfully. You get what I'm saying?
They coming from fake pages though.
So, tell them about themselves.
I'm gonna still choose not to.
Oh, man, I be cussing.
But this is
everybody
my
out.
one and only warning. Please stop with the fake pages. Stand on everything that you have to say from
Get on your real page and show your face.
Please, like, we can have a conversation. And that's another thing. We're grown. Let's act like it.
That's true. Some people don't feel that way though.
We're
Some
going
people
into
just wanna watch it.
2023 with a new attitude. Okay, we are taking on boundaries. We are taking on, what was it saying?
Restaurants and doing things.
Restaurants, trying new things. Definitely getting out to try new things.
Activities for sure.
Explore your own city. That's
know where to try. We're gonna talk about that later.
Definitely. But I want to be a tourist in my own city. That's like one of the biggest things.
You have to stop. You have
on
to stop
my
this.
2023 list.
I took a picture of the tree at Rockefeller Center and said, my caption was being a tourist in my own city.
Where did you post this caption?
On WhatsApp. That was
She
WhatsApp.
uses WhatsApp but won't get on Instagram. We're going to get her to be on
my
Instagram.
family is on there.
2023, okay? Thank you guys for joining us on Force NYC. We love you.
Peace.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.